Yeah, so you know these cases, people. If you're involved in this process, you know these cases. You put the name to these people. I didn't, but I had the name, but we could have put the name. But again, the bottom line is, stick to the case. The bottom line is, you cannot, so first, you know, the long pole in the tent, if you got to get something to the president, geez, it's going to take a minute, right? It's going to take a minute. I don't have the rank on this one. But if I say president, that tells you it's a field grade officer right there, right? It went to the president. So, and when I said that, and if I said field grade officer and they came on active duty and you didn't know it had to go to the president, that's why you're here. That should be automatic, right? Captain and below, Reg Aft, OSD. Field grade officer and above, president and Senate confirmation. So you can't just say, oh, it's got to go to the president. Oh, no, it's got to go to the president and then to the Senate. How often do they do that? Well, if you don't know that, you're not connected to the process, right? That's the kind of stuff we need to know. And you didn't need to know it before you got here, but you need to know it now, right? And so just imagine that. So we changed our process, a process we're not happy with. I'm gonna stand up here today and say, we don't control the outcomes, but we don't like what happens sometimes, but we have to live with it, right? But this person, because of some fumbling maybe, that the person's name was omitted from the nomination package. And it really sounds silly when you talk about it, that there's a spreadsheet, and I said this person is a reserve scroll, but they were supposed to be Reg Aft scroll. So we sent it all the way up, and then somebody realizes this person's coming on active duty, not going to the reserve. That's wrong, right? So we have to understand the process so that this person couldn't get a job, and then they had enrolled their children in a school that they had to take them out of. So life is affecting people's lives. And then we say, oh, well, we can't go and tell the boss that we screwed up. No, we gotta go tell the boss we screwed up. To me, that's one of the bigger problems, is we're afraid to tell the truth. Got to tell the truth. Put it out there. This person decided they didn't want to stay. They didn't want to come. Right? And you just look at the types of people. These are specialties. These are. We got a lot of recruiters in the room. These are onesie twosies. You might just get one of them from a recruiting station, just one. And if you missed it, and that's in your community, you won't be getting another one, because those doctors or nurses, they talk to one another, chaplains, lawyers, they talk. And we lose credibility, right? And we did. Lost credibility and irreparable damage to the Air Force, not to that recruiter, to the Air Force, because that recruiter, right? That recruiter is the face of the Air Force. And so, in talking to Colonel McLemore, you know, that recruiter, how many staff sergeant recruiters do I have in here today? Can you stand up? They're the face of our Air Force. We can't make any assumptions. We got to get it right from where we are so that they can do their job. Thanks, guys. So they can do their jobs more effectively. We're hurting our Air Force. We don't give them the right tools. And that's what we're here this week, give them the tools so they can do better. And then here's the case that Ms. Letty mentioned. So for all the officers in the room, imagine serving in the lower grade for 2 years when you're supposed to get paid in the higher grade. And oh, by the way, this is a specialist. So there's even more money being lost because he probably was in private practice and made a decision to come in the Air Force, right? And then the simple things that really sound simple that, and Miss Allen and I even talked about this one. So it was a COT nomination. It wasn't a COT nomination. The person was prior service. But that happens because we're not understanding the process. And that's why we're here, understanding the process. You've got to know where to start. And if you don't know, and I'm now speaking to the folks that touch the individual. First time I've done this, don't do it. Find out how to do it. Ma'am. Please, ma'am.
okay, besides this, I have a personal relationship with this person. And the reason that I established that personal relationship is because he submitted 2 congressionals, okay? He engaged with the air staff and engaged with us multiple times, right? And he was pleading, somebody help me fix my record, right? We failed him as an enterprise. We are still failing him. He has been deployed for the last 7 months. I talk to him every month, right? Because I want to make sure that he understands that I'm vested in his case. I don't need to be. I remember I told you that it doesn't matter who you are, I will talk to you. I've taken responsibility for making sure that his case, and I am constantly hammering the air staff. Ask Rachel, Mark, get this done, right? It's an embarrassment in our organization. This individual came in and we committed and brought him in as a major versus a lieutenant colonel. Ever since then, he's been trying to get his record corrected so he can get his lieutenant colonel back. We've waited so long that he's already getting promoted under normal process this month. Hallelujah. But I'm still working his case. We all need to work his case because his case has to get ratified. His role still needs to go to the POTUS, right? It first has to get ratified and then his role has to go through. We still haven't even gotten his ratification through. We're in the process of trying to do that now. But we owe him 2 years of back pay. He's already gone to the BCMR. The BCMR said, this is a no-brainer, right? I just got an email from the BCMR folks and they said, we're ready. His case is ready to go. We just need to get his package ratified and we need to get his go. So the reason I'm bringing this up is, this is a person, this is an officer who is completely devastated, who's already gone and used every vehicle that he could to highlight this case. And it's still an open case. So I just wanted to add that because, like me, I'm taking it personal with him. I need you all to take it personal. In every single case, I want you to hound us. We're going to hound the air staff, anybody in the process that is a bottleneck to take care of these people, bring it up to leadership, let us know.
Hello, everybody. So I'm going to speak to this case just a little bit. This case is a prime example of the education level about this process. One of the things that has been fixed in the past 6 months or so, and that AFPC, the International Guard, has done very, very well, and that is calling ahead of time. Everybody that can be assessed has to go through this process. We have special pieces all the time. You need to know how that goes through. Call us. We are the experts for that. We will tell you exactly what to put on the page and exactly how to get it through. This case, you can see multiple times that they put it through because they thought they knew what the process was. And I have a very bad analogy, and I'll say, I'll call it stuff. And some of you have heard it. If you keep throwing stuff at the wall, hoping it sticks, okay, it may stick, but it's still just stuff, okay? It doesn't mean that it was the right thing to happen. And in this case, we have not one ratification package to go through. We have 2 to 3 ratification packages that have to go through to fix this young man's system. So until we get that done, and we have been cleared to do that, by the way, as of Friday. Yes. So there will be many ratifications going through. But again, just call ahead of time. Talk to your AFPC component. They will get in touch with me. We will find out exactly what to do so we can avoid these problems. Right. Thank you.
So the last thing I'll say on that, and Ms. Letty and Ms. Allen really said it, is the theme. We want that theme to just go throughout. This week is about names, faces, and contacts. So you may find that someone in this room you feel more comfortable with an execution process, then they're your person. They'll help you get through here. Because it's true, we've had cases that, we're not picking on anyone, just it's all of us, right? I think this lady said it's a broken process. That's all of us, right? So even if your component has always done it right, as an Air Force, we haven't. So we're all in this thing together. But if you're not sure, we call and then we reach out to Ms. Allen and then she gives us a way ahead and we get it through. And then the person never knows. But when the need-by date, which if that's a new term for you, you're in the right place. Because it shouldn't be, right? If that need-by date is passed, that's a problem too, right? Because the need-by date tells us when that officer is needed for our Air Force mission, right? And someone asked me this, and I'll end on this. Who signs the order? Because it'll have maybe Ms. Fern Glasgow or some other person that's involved in the process. It's by order of the president, right? If you remember, this what that order says, right? Washington, D.C. We're just administratively acting on what Article 2 of the Constitution. Right? I mean, it's pretty big. So we get the lawyers involved. They all, they tell us what we can and can't do, and this is one of those processes. So I think that's it. I talked about we're going to go on a break. We're right on time. I asked several people, and I'll reiterate the names. So we'll be